The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome. This is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, Eastern Highlands Police boss stood down pending investigations, Bilum digital platform track development projects, and ITON anticipates more hunters to leave for overseas. A convoy of PMV buses and police escort from Lae travelled to Gorkha, Eastern Highlands Province in the early hours of this morning to bring Morobe students out of the University of Gorkha campus. The buses will also assist other students who will be transitioning through Lae. The Morobe Provincial Administration, in collaboration with Lae MP and Deputy Prime Minister John Russo, provided additional buses for students from other provinces as well. Around 5 vehicles left Lae and met up with an additional number of buses in Gorkha. The decision was finalized after UOG announces the suspension of classes Monday evening, following the brutal confrontation between students and locals over the weekend. DPM Russo assured students from other provinces that they will be accommodated and catered in Lae and Bugandi secondary schools, free of charge. Lae residents are encouraged to extend the hospitality to the students as well. Police Commissioner David Manning said the standing down of Eastern Highlands Provincial Police Commander and Gorkha Police Station Commander will allow for proper investigations into the incident involving University of Gorkha students and the local community over the weekend. Manning said internal affairs investigators have been deployed to examine the actions of police on the ground. Police Commissioner David Manning said as the investigation into the violent incident between the University of Gorkha students and the locals is underway, the Eastern Islands Command leadership will be investigated as well. Manning says investigations are underway as to why local police did not respond quickly to the situation, leading to over 50 students sustaining severe injuries and many still fearing for their lives.
Note that there was probably a period of time where our response was ineffective, where we found those members of the force that attended to the incident were outnumbered. But, it was just a period of time. Soon after, we were able to regain control of the situation. But, again, accepting that there was a lot of damage that occurred, a lot of injuries sustained.
Manning said the Deputy Commissioner of Police Regional Operations Samson Kwa was directed to review the operational preparations and the policing response to this matter.
PPC, we've stood down the police station commander. Mr. Alpha and his team from Internal Affairs will go up there and review by way of taking statements as to whether or not there was any perceived dereliction of duty.
He said the incident occurred due to an alcohol-related incident. The victim had options to de-escalate the situation through seeking help from the police, but resorted to violently taking revenge, something an educated person should avoid.
Of, alcohol abuse. People getting drunk, thinking that they can do as they please because they're intoxicated. On the other hand, we have the victim in this matter, and unless evidence suggests otherwise, the student that was assaulted is on record the victim. Had so many options available to de-escalate it. Going to the station, reporting the assault would have been, the best option to take.
Commissioner Manning said police are facilitating discussions with the University Council to restore normalcy and finding a way forward to prevent the issue from happening again. Manning said this is not the first time such an incident occurred.
Into discussions with the council of the university to see how best we can quickly bring things back to normalcy.
Meanwhile, PPC Simbu Mazuk Rubiang was appointed as the acting PPC for Eastern Highlands, and Chief Inspector Ben Neneo stands in as acting PSC Goroka. DCP Kwa explained these appointments are temporary pending the outcome of the investigations.
Highlands called in yesterday to take over as station commander for Goroka. So Mr. Neneo is acting PSC Goroka until we finalize the investigation.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News. Commissioner David Manning has encouraged the general public to report their provincial police commanders or police station commanders if they are dissatisfied with their performances. He said PPC and PSC's performances in the province, neither good or non-bad, reflect accountability and ownership of law and order issues in their provinces. Manning said the Gurkha incident is a result of poor leadership in the Eastern Highlands Command.
Both leaders and anyone within provinces, to bring to my attention any provincial police commander that they see or that they are dissatisfied with their performance. Because at the end of the day, they represent us in the provinces. They're the ones who run police operations in those provinces, and they're the ones that are expected to be responsive or lead a response to the situation and basically keep the peace and good order.
When there is a vacancy in the provincial member's office, priority will be given to members of parliament. Secretary of the Department of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Philip Leo, clarified this after the election of Morobe's new governor was deferred on Friday, November 7, 2025.
After the passing of the late Morobe governor, Luther Akisawa Wenge, on September 13, 2025, certain local level government presidents and their supporters started lobbying for the top seat in Tutumang House. However, the Secretary of the Department of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Philip Leo, clarified that when a provincial member's seat becomes vacant, the first call will be given to members of parliament.
The law is very clear. The first call goes to the national MPs. And in this case, we have three national MPs from Morobe, the Minister for Mining and the Minister for Housing and the Vice Minister for Mining. They have an interest, or they will submit their resignations, which the PM has said I think they came very late, so we're going to complete the process.
To contest for the governor's seat, national MPs are the first responders to that. So national MPs and MPs without portfolios have no issue. MPs with portfolios like chairman of parliamentary committees, vice ministers, or holding any other positions apart from being an ordinary MP will have to resign from his or her position. They are qualified to stand, but they have to resign first and submit their resignation. In this case, being a minister or vice minister, they have to submit their resignation to the office of the Prime Minister. And myself as the current acting Prime Minister, we will have received the notices this morning. So the process for the resignation, the acceptance, and all due diligence has to be done properly so that they can be able to clearly contest the governor's seat. So there's no legal implications.
Morobe is looking forward to having a new governor after the scheduled voting on November 7th was deferred by Deputy Governor Willie Simbisi to Thursday, November 13th. The special Tutumang meeting is in line with the directive issued by the Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Soroi Ewe, who outlined that a new governor has to be voted for before November 21st, 2025, which is the date fixed for the return of writs for the LLG election. The Morobe members of parliament who have indicated an interest in the governor position are Finchafen MP Rainbow Paita, Tewai Siasi MP Dr. Kobe Bomareo, and Bulolo MP Sam Basil Jr. Kamila Guare, TV1 News, Lei.
The Southern Highlands Provincial Election Manager, Grace Wong, has made a commitment to fix the electoral roll before the 2027 National General Election. Wong gave this undertaking while calling on certain wards in Nipa to allow polling to continue so they can elect a representative who will, in turn, help her office fix the roll next year before 2027. She also thanked the provincial leaders for their support towards the conduct of the LLG elections in the province, confirming that polling is 95% complete.
Electoral roll. In 2026, we'll go through those discrepancies and those names that are not on the roll, and some names were moved to other wards. We will. I'll make sure I'll work with the provincial administration and also the DDAs, not only for Nipa Kutubu but throughout the rest of the province, and we'll finalize and sort our roles before the 2027 election. So my appeal to those LLGs and wards that are on strike and yet to poll, please, we have to do the polling now so that you have elect a councillor for your ward so that they will help us to work with us and we can deliver a good election in 2027.
This is TV1 News. After the break, digital platform to track projects and Hidden Valley landowners trained.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSB's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with BSB's One Talk Wallet. BSB's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical get up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, PNG and Mia. Buying PNG made.
We've been traveling along this road together for over 50 years. Ella Motors acknowledges the visionaries and hard work that have been the driving strength to continued nation building. We live, prosper, sustainably grow with the community, whilst developing quality mobility chains, aspiring to be your first choice on every occasion. Ella Motors, celebrating with Papua New Guinea throughout our independence golden jubilee.
P&G's favorite soft drink now in bottles. GoldSpot brings you fresh, bold flavors in brand new 500ml bottles. Taste the rainbow. More freshness, more flavor, more fun. Lime, orange, raspberry, and pineapple. Proudly made in P&G. Proudly GoldSpot.
Cold Power's Citrus Blast uses stain-fighting active particles to remove dirt, grease and stains from your family's washing with less scrubbing and rubbing, reducing wear and tear and saving you time. Cold Power's Citrus Blast has an amazing citrus fragrance that gives that extra freshness that will last all day long.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
It's NFL season on ESPN.
Energy, energy, energy.
You know what that means. Friday, busy.
What a start.
Monday, locked off all day.
For this place absolutely buzzing.
Tuesday, sorry, got plans.
Wide open, touchdown.
It's that toe-tapping, pick-sixing, game-winning drive time of year.
Wow, what a catch.
So clear your calendar. The NFL is on ESPN.
Welcome back. Around 30 people contract HIV every day, totaling 11,000 new cases in 2024. Women make up 60% of those living with HIV, an alarming gap remains. Only 59% know their status, and just 46% have achieved vitral suppression. HIV testing during pregnancy has dropped to 47%, leaving thousands untreated. Of the estimated 2,400 pregnant women with HIV, only 52% received treatment last year. Prime Minister James Morobe and Sir John Cardinal Ribat are calling for urgent, united action across government, churches and communities. The national STI and HIV strategy needs 280 million kina annually to scale up prevention, including community-led screening and PrEP or pre-exposure medication. Despite the allocation of District Services Improvement Program funds, some districts have seen no tangible change. Member for Warrior emphasized the potential of the Bilum digital platform to keep track of development projects, budget and improve data collection at the subnational level. This will help to ensure that services reach the majority of our people, but only if public servants utilize the new digital system.
Member for Warrior, Mash Narewe, officially opened the week-long Bilum onboarding and critical skills training in Ley on Monday, November 10, 2025. Morobe is the fourth province after East New Britain, Milne Bay and West Sepik to undertake critical skills training on the Bilum digital platform facilitated by the Department of Implementation and Rural Development. Narewe, who has a strong background in computer software, outlined that the Bilum digital platform is a governance and accountability platform that will ensure that funding under the Services Improvement Program is accounted for.
The subnational, this is a national government. They want to understand, they give it big funding, 10 million in Kenya is a lot of money. And people money is not going to rural district. So they want to know, they budget it at the national level to go and improve district services improvement program. That's the money for that. They want to see the services in the district are being improved or not. How much per year so budgeting 10 million, one district come now. This is 10 million come and work improving education services or not. And improving health or not.
DIRD Deputy Secretary Gordon Wafimbi said the Bilum digital platform is important because it tracks development and information.
You can see where the funding has gone down to. Maybe any water solo education, or any water solo health, and there needs to be balance. So the platform, it captures exactly how the funds have been utilized. Maybe there's been a concentration in one NLG that money needs to be spread out. Maybe that only district only using 20 money no higher customers or all of a sudden no start with the district. If you only start travel out, the system will show where those funds are being used so that we can data-driven decision making. So Prime Minister happy for them like, how is funds being utilized in this district? You can just press the generate a report from below and he can have an overview or a snapshot exactly how the money is being used, where it's going, what projects have happened so far, if any, or if not. We will tell the story about the development in the particular district.
Camila Guare, TVWAN News, Ley.
Secretary for the Department of Education, Dr. Uke Komra, joined Australian High Commissioner and Special Convoy to the Pacific, Ewan MacDonald, to launch the new Australia Howard Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics Scholarship last Friday. The first ever STEM cohort was 10 exceptional awardees selected to pursue undergraduate studies in engineering, data science and other critical fields. They joined more than 110 Papua New Guineans, including 56 women and 8 PhD candidates who are heading to top Australia University next year to study fields from health and education to law, agriculture, engineering and technology through the Australian Awards. Together, they will join a global alumni network of change makers returning with skills and knowledge to drive PNG's future development. 30 Hidden Valley Mining Project landowner leaders successfully completed a 2-week leadership, governance and management training in Port Moresby. The program empowered the landowners to provide leadership with appropriate knowledge, mindset, promote and strengthen good governance, and ultimately minimize the potential for fraud, abuse, misuse, mismanagement, and poor governance practices.
30 members of the Hidden Valley Landowners Association were presented with certificates of leadership, governance and management after completing a 2-week capacity building program. The first of its kind program for HV landowners is geared towards enabling the landowners to gain knowledge and understanding of the roles and responsibilities of directors, women and youth groups, with an emphasis on transparency, accountability and reporting as key pillars of good governance, as well as develop positive, influential and effective leadership skills essential for the successful management of Nakui and equally valuable for women and youth groups. The program was facilitated by Mineral Resources Authority and delivered by the PNG Institute of Directors, the Centre for Excellence in Financial Inclusion and the Institute of Banking and Business Management. MRA Managing Director Jerry Gary said that the delivery of this program by MRA to all project landowner associations throughout the country stem from the realization that despite many years of having mining companies operate in the country, landowner associations and their business entities continue to suffer from poor leadership, lack of proper management skills, lack of good governance and mismanagement of businesses. As a result, the development aspirations of mine-impacted communities remain unfulfilled.
Very important that you plug the school so that time you plug all in office, you plug by somewhere long how long look at money, how long many more guidelines do you plan? So investing money, growing money, and wanting more members of the association.
HV Landowners Association Chairman Wayang Kawa said the training program has empowered many of his members who are not adequately educated in managing businesses or organizations.
We believe on behalf of our landowners, people are gaining some good knowledge. We will try and use that knowledge gain. Local backend and display some community plan and making sure that people are passing whatever knowledge people are receiving from the different trainings. So we will try and at least educate them online of place.
Salome Alman, TV1 News.
And now a look at the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2370 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2295 US, $0.3484 Australian dollars, $0.1906 euro, and 35.7 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee and cocoa close higher, copper and crude oil closed lower, and oil palm and copper closed the day unchanged. And on stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, The ASX closed lower and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay with us.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, PSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at PSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. PSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, P&G and Mia. Find P&G made.
Life is about making memories, sharing new adventures. Go beyond the familiar. Don't let bacteria hold you back from experiencing the world. Protex uses natural antibacterial protection with flaxseed oil and eliminates 99.9% of bacteria. Free yourself. Go beyond with Protex.
Long year 2024, 7 pla baby i born one time HIV. HIV ikan go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama ikat HIV, long time long karim baby, na time baby is susu. Tasol yumi can help him bel mama long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bel mama clinic na kisim antenatal check. Time yumi pan him sick HIV area or time bel mama i positive penis, early treatment i can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV eagle long baby. This latok sawa ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Harem, Gok, Young, or roll a scale rice family meal with toast. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Seni Sigola, scale rice, low scale price. Seni Sigola, scale rice, low scale price.
But you like him?
Meet YumiPay, your digital wallet from TISA Bank. Your gateway to seamless transactions. Withdraw cash anytime at your nearest TISA agent. Send money to family and friends.
Hello, son.
Anytime, anywhere. Top up and pay with just a scan. From taxis to coffee and small businesses, YumiPay makes every payment simple. YumiPay, powered by TISA Bank.
Ellie Mitchell, I think you have my baby.
You're not my parents. Come here.
It is so nice to meet you.
This is pretty weird, huh?
Katie came to our house.
What?
I saw her outside.
What is it? Katie's not as innocent as you think. What else do you think she's hiding?
Where is she? Oh, she's not here.
Katie? Everything is unraveling. Why are you doing this to me?
Stranger in My Home premieres Friday, November 21st, 10 p.m. on Cinemax.
Welcome back to Overseas News. At least 8 people have been killed by an explosion near Delhi's 17th century Red Fort, Indian police say. The Red Fort area in the Indian capital's Old Delhi is a densely populated part of the city, popular with tourists. Delhi Police Commissioner Satish Golcha said the blast happened just before 7 p.m. local time. Golcha said a slow-moving vehicle stopped at a red light and then an explosion happened in that vehicle. Due to the explosion, nearby vehicles were also damaged. New Delhi, the neighboring site of Uttar Pradesh and India's financial capital Mumbai, have been placed on high alert, and police said forensic and anti-terrorism agencies were at the blast site. More than 1,000 More than 1,000 positive roadside drug tests involving cocaine have been recorded by Queensland Police since the narcotic was included in the state's testing regime. Police say some drivers have been caught with multiple substances in their system as they ramp up their testing efforts.
Every year, police test thousands of drivers to see if they have drugs in their system. 2 years ago, the roadside testing regime was widened to detect cocaine. Since then, police say there have been almost 1,500 positive readings.
Cocaine was one of those drugs that I suppose in society was on the rise, so it came to a point where it was the legitimate decision to take to add it to the suite of tests.
In recent years, the most commonly detected substance in roadside tests was THC, found in cannabis. This was followed by methamphetamine, cocaine, and then MDMA. Police say some drivers are testing positive for multiple drugs.
What we would say to people is if you're using drugs or alcohol, simply do not drive.
In the past year, there were more road fatalities involving drug drivers than drunk drivers. And it was the same story the year before. The number of drug driving offences has increased following a dip during COVID, and the volume of roadside tests has also risen in recent years.
You can't drive properly and appropriately and safely if you're under the influence of drugs.
We've got people who are taking cocktails of drugs and with alcohol who are effectively a crash waiting to happen.
Typhoon Fong-Wan blew out of the northwestern Philippines on Monday, killing at least 8 people and displacing more than 1.4 million others. The typhoon, which was forecast to head towards Taiwan, triggered fresh flooding, landslide and knocked out power to entire provinces. Fong-Wan lashed the northern Philippines while the country was still dealing with Typhoon Caligan, while left at least 224 people dead before pummeling Vietnam, where at least 5 people were killed. The 1,800-kilometer wild storm slammed ashore in the northeastern Aurora province on Sunday night, with winds of up to 185 km per hour and gusts of up to 230 km per hour. 2 messages penned by Australian World War I soldiers have made their way back to relatives more than a century after they were thrown overboard in a glass bottle. The bottle was found on a remote beach on Western Australia's south coast, sparking a nationwide search for the letter writer's descendants.
It's the letter that's taken more than 100 years to arrive. A message from Private William Harley, written in 1916 on his journey to the Western Front, now reunited with his grandchildren in Adelaide.
May the finder be as well as we are at present. William was the one person of all of our ancestors that I really always wanted to meet.
A bottle thrown overboard the HMAT Ballarat with 2 letters from William Harley and fellow soldier Malcolm Neville as they shipped to the battlefields of France was discovered on WA's south coast last month. Now the letters have travelled across the country to family in Alice Springs and Adelaide. Malcolm Neville was killed in action months after writing his letter, but William made it back home to South Australia. Hundreds of Australian soldiers left Adelaide on the troop ship Ballarat in August 1916. By that point, the war was well underway.
We know at the outbreak of war there was that enthusiasm to people to enlist to do their bit, and that the war was like a great adventure. It had started to wear off by 1916 because the casualty lists from Gallipoli were well known.
Australian War Memorial curator Bryce Abraham says many soldiers turned to diary and letter writing to pass their time on their weeks-long voyage to Europe. However, only 3 messages in a bottle exist in the museum's collection.
And it seems to be almost a thing of the times as well, that as part of that great adventure, it was like a fun thing to do, toss a bottle over the side.
Now returned home, the family will be exploring ways to preserve their piece of war history.
There's some very, very talented people here who can give us the right advice on exactly how to preserve it. And then we need to find the right home for it for posterity.
A century-old letter capturing the sentiment of a soldier heading to war.
Australia's bid to host next year's United Nations Climate Change Summit in Adelaide could cost $2 billion, according to new estimates, while a Pacific Leaders meeting could help keep the cost down and has the support of Chris Bowen's Climate Change Department. One source said the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet was opposed on the grounds the government could lose any political dividend of hosting world leaders. The same source also flagged the expectation that Australia, as host country, might need to announce significant climate change measures to coincide with the event, potentially adding hundreds of millions to the total bill. Australia has been in a second-off with Turkey for months, and unless neither side yields by the end of the current COP30 summit in Brazil, the event will defer to the German city of Bonn. A retreat in central Queensland is helping veterans heal. The Wilderness Sanctuary welcomes former Defence Force and emergency service personnel with post-traumatic stress disorders.
Lining up for lunch to take a break at the weekly Working Bee.
It's a place where you can come and have a yarn and more or less forget about it, sort of thing. Yeah. We don't talk about Vietnam or anything, you know. I mean, we just love being here.
Nestled in the foothills of Mount Gaiae at Kawarrel, 30 kilometres from Rockhampton in central Queensland, Coxcomb Veterans Bush Retreat was founded in 1997 by the late Bruce Ackett.
It's a place where camaraderie, and you come and most of the time you don't talk about your experiences. Sometimes you do if you blokes having a bit of a downer.
While they have dongas and cabins for travellers, it's also a space for local war veterans. Emergency services personnel are also welcome. Gary Semple used to bring his dad, who was ex-army.
In my case, it was a full 40 years or almost, and it sneaks up on you. But I do believe, one or two incidents were probably enough to cause someone to suffer.
Every Tuesday, the members come together for a bite to eat, to socialise and do odd jobs around the property.
If someone's got a problem or they want to know something about DVA and someone might know something, how they can do it.
It's not about swapping war stories, but just being mates.
In recent years, the dedicated volunteers have been able to expand operations thanks to government grants, including a museum filled with military memorabilia.
The young veterans are going to have the same problem. As they get older, they're going to find that things will start coming back to them that they've seen and they'll need somewhere.
Building supports for current and future generations.
This is TV1 News. Later in sports, two more Hunters players join London Broncos and PNG female cricketers off to Thailand series.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Smile throughout your day with Colgate.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Hi.
Yes.
Can I get a loan for my PNV contract?
You need to fill out these forms, these ones, and then you can get back to me. Okay?
Hello? Hello? Anyone? Hi, I'm Kenny. Can I get a loan here?
Not here. Not right now.
Hi, I'm Kenny. Can I get a loan here?
Of course, Kenny. I'll take down your details. I'll help with the credit check.
Thank you.
And I'll help with the business plan.
1 car Kenny, 20 car Kenny, 1,000 car Kenny. FinCorp, fast forward your finance from zero to hero.
Mtambo tru lonkarim o salim na simokim, marijuana or all drugs, no good ikam lo overseas, or some cocaine or crystal meth. Nupla law or likolim Controlled Substances Act 2021 by making sawe lo you lo baim court fine inap money mark inap lo 2 million kina or go life year calabus. This platok sawe ikam long National Narcotics Bureau. One time halivin vilom Australia Papua New Guinea Law na Justice Partnership.
I'm just a regular guy with a regular job, but I've got this condition where I don't feel pain.
You're a superhero.
No.
Get on the ground! We need a hostage.
So those are definitely 3rd degree, so you're gonna want to run it under some cool water.
Novocaine premieres Saturday, November 15th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Welcome back. In recent days, the PNG Hunters players have been signed up with the Cube Cup and England's Super League, advancing their rugby league careers. This marks one of the biggest waves of exports in the club's history. Head coach Paul Highton anticipated that more players will leave the club before the year ends.
PNG Hunters head coach Paul Ayton expressed excitement regarding the players departing. He emphasized the organization's commitment to serving as a pathway for players' development. Ayton has highlighted the club's hard work in providing opportunities for players to advance their rugby league careers, which aligns with his own motivation for becoming a coach. London Broncos have signed fullback Morobe and halfback Finley Glare and Hunters utility star centre back rower Robert Matthias. The Western Highlands man made 20 appearances for the Hunters in the Queensland Cup in 2025, scoring 7 tries. Matthias was handed his international debut during last year's Pacific Championships and now gears up for his stint in London. Ayton expressed confidence in the new players joining the team this season and looks forward to witnessing their contributions and potential for player exports in the future. Meanwhile, the 2025-2026 Hunters Precision Training Camp is in progress, with an official announcement of the training squad and schedule to be made before the end of the first block between November and December 2025. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
London Broncos are set to add to their ever-increasing haul of Papua New Guinea international that will join the club for 2026. 2 more Kumuls have signed on the dotted line, and so too will star of the PNG Hunters Centre, Robert Matthias.
PNG Kumuls head coach Jason Dimitriou will head to England in the coming days to begin life as head coach of the London Broncos. The Broncos are embarking on a new era under the ownership of Grant Mitchell and Darren Lockyer. They have already signed the likes of fullback Morobe and halfback Finley Glare, and now another pair of internationals are joining the ranks in the capital. Love Rugby League can reveal. One is incredibly familiar with the fans of the English game, with recently released Newcastleford Tigers forward Jeremiah Simbican set to link up with Dimitrio's man for the 2026 campaign in the championship. Simbican joined the Tigers at the beginning of 2025, but was one of several players that was let go at the end of the Super League season after a major overhaul of their squad ahead of Ryan Carr's arrival in West Yorkshire. He made 14 appearances in Super League for Castleford, but will now drop down to the Championship and joining the growing ranks of Kumuls in Dimitrio's squad. And so too will a star of the PNG Hunters centre, Robert Matthias. Matthias made 20 appearances for the Hunters in the Queensland Cup in 2025, scoring 7 tries. The 22-year-old was handed his international debut during last year's Pacific Championships by Dimitrio, and now appears he could follow the new London head coach to the capital. Broncos are making major moves in the transfer market and are building a squad they believe will not only win the championships, but be competitive in Super League in 2027 if they are given the opportunity to gain promotion. The likes of Kangaroos prop Regan Campbell-Gillard are among the headline recruits, but more names from Down Under are set to follow.
The Hood Lagoon AFL Grand Final on Saturday, November 8, 2025 at the Keapara Shell Park Oval showcased an exhilarating clash between the Maddies and High Five. The Maddies managed to edge out High Five in a nil-beating finish, securing a 3-point victory with a final score of 67 points to 64.
With a rich tradition of Aussie rules talent from the villages of Keapara, Aulukuni and Karava, the event was a celebration of local sporting prowess. Notable past players from the Hood include respected figures like PNG High Commissioner to Australia John Kelly and the late Willie Maha, and Heria Amini were undoubtedly on the minds of fans as they witnessed the competition unfold. From the jump, the match was intense, with both teams competing fiercely and exhibiting remarkable skill. Fans were treated to thrilling moments, brilliant marks, quick plays, and precise goal kicking defined the early exchanges. The contest saw the Medics and High Five trading blows, with each team showcasing the depth of talent in the league. As the match progressed, the tension mounted. The Medics managed to edge out High Five in a nail-biting finish, securing a 3-point victory with a final score of 8 goals, 19 behind 67 to 9 goals, 10 behind 64. Despite their win, Medics would be counting themselves for their inefficient goal kicking, which nearly cost them the game. Their inability to convert opportunities into goals became a crucial talking point post-match. The standout performer of the game was Medics fullback Pokana Ririki, who was awarded the Man of the Match award. Ririki's strong marking and powerful kicking were instrumental in holding off High Five's advances, and his defensive prowess ultimately helped the Medics clinch the victory. The grand final not only highlighted the fierce competition at Hood Lagoon, but also served as a reminder of the rich legacy and potential of Aussie rules football in the coastline villages.
Villages in the vicinity of the nation's capital have been asked to adopt visiting Pacific countries teams to bring support and community ownership visiting Melanesian brothers and sisters during the 2025 MSG Prime Minister's Cup in Port Moresby. The Games Organizing Committee agreed to villages including Pari, Kirakira, Hanuabada and Tatana adopt an MSG team and bring support to their matches. Supporters will be given passes to matches that feature their adopted team. About 200 tickets will be given to each community starting today.
The host organizing committee has agreed with the proposal to have the teams adopted by certain communities around Port Moresby. So they are all been adopted by Pari, Kirakira, Hanuabada, and Tatana. They will all be issued access to games played by those teams. We are thinking of providing 200 tickets each community so that our fellow Melanesian teams do not feel like they don't have any support base. And it will add to, obviously, the excitement.
The Papua New Guinea women's cricket team departed Port Moresby this morning for Thailand to participate in the International Cricket Council Women's T20 Emerging Nation Series to be held from November 18th to 30th, 2025.
The Papua New Guinea Leopards will be up against women's teams from around the world, with each match contributing valuable experience. After coming off champions at the East Asia Pacific qualifier held in Fiji in September, PNG will be out to continue their mission to stamp their mark globally. PNG is among 7 other nations: Thailand, Netherlands, Scotland, Namibia, Uganda, and the United Arab Emirates and Tanzania women's teams up for the challenge. The women's teams are ranked between 11 and 20 in the world. The cricket series will offer a vital opportunity for the teams to showcase their talent and progress toward the top tier of women's international cricket. The PNG Leopards 14-member team will be led by captain and the ever-reliable Brenda Tau. Experienced hands in Pauke Siaka as vice-captain leading the onslaught are now Anivare, Henao Thomas and Connie Oala. Ahead of the series on November 20th, PNG will first participate in the Quad Cup in Bangkok, a women's tournament between PNG, Thailand, Scotland and Namibia. Matches start on November 14 and run over 3 days. The Quad Cup is a fantastic lead-up to the Nepal Global Qualifier in January for the 2026 Women's T20 World Cup in England. Susan Oreape, TV1 Sports.
And now the weather. Regional forecast. Southern, Port Moresby cloudy periods with rain showers and thunderstorms. Popondetta, cloudy periods with rain showers and thunderstorms. Momase, Lae, cloudy periods with rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak and Madang, cloudy periods with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, cloudy periods with rain showers and thunderstorms. Buka, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And Highlands region, Goroka, Bands and Kundiawa, cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas slight to moderate with northeast to southeasterly winds of 5 to 15 knots, increasing to 20 knots at times. Solomon Sea, seas slight with northwest to northeast winds, tending southeasterly winds of 5 to 10 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate to rough to very rough over the northwest sector with northwest to westerly winds of 10 to 20 knots, reaching 30 to 40 knots over the northwest sector. Ocean forecast. Pacific Ocean, seas slight with southeasterly to southwesterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG to Indonesia border to Daru to Kiwa Islands to Karamat to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samarai Island. Seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of Madang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG and Indonesia border. Seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 4 meters along Gile warning areas. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 2 to 4 meters, and waters of Samarai Islands to Cape Vogal and all Milne Bay Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. That ends another edition of TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by